Hey guys, Tyler here for the channel today. If you're watching this video, I'm guessing you are most likely here because of an issue that you're having with your truck. And basically it goes like this. One morning, get up, start your truck, everything looks fine, everything blinks like usual, but then instead of the airbag warning light going out and staying off, it'll come back on just like it did. So you can see it right there. And then the actual dash itself will say service airbag. So what I'm going to do today is go over two things that you can do to possibly solve this problem. Real quick, if you guys find this video useful, don't forget to like the video and then subscribe to the YouTube channel so I can help more people do little fixes like this every day. So let's get into it and show you how to fix it. So the first thing you can try is to come over to the passenger side of the truck and move the passenger seat up all the way forward. As you can see, there's a small box behind the passenger seat here, and it has a little cover covering all these wires here. You just want to make sure that all these wires are still intact. If any of these wires are frayed or disconnected, that could be your problem right there, but all of mine look to be in pretty good shape. So I'm just gonna pop that little cover back on, slide the seat back, and then head over to the front of the truck. Alright guys, so if you didn't find any kind of torn up wires or stuff like that behind the seat, most likely what the issue is going to be that you're having is a front impact sensor. So this is the box for it. This is a Dorman part. I decided not to buy the GM part just because they break just as quickly. This is a pretty easy part to replace. It's really small. If I can get this box open here. So this is the actual sensor itself. Depending on where you look online, this could cost you anywhere between $80 to $160. So just go online, do your research, make sure you're getting a good part. Dorman is a good company. I've used their sensors before. I've actually replaced this sensor on my truck twice. There's two of them. There's a left and a right sensor. So what I'm going to do is just go ahead and show you where this sensor is located on the truck first, and then we'll figure out where to go from there. Okay, so the sensor is going to be located underneath the front of the truck, and the first step that you're going to have to do is remove this splash shield here. There's 4 bolts, 2 on the bottom, and then 2 up towards the top here, and then over here. You can use a socket to get them off. I'm going to be using a, let's see the size, 15mm socket. So I'm going to go ahead and take those 4 bolts off. They're really easy to take off, and then I'll show you where the sensor itself is located. Alright guys, so we are now underneath the truck. We took the splash shield off. We're facing towards the front bumper, as you can see. So the front bumper is right here. So the sensors that we're looking to possibly take off are here. You can see there's a little tab connected to it right there. And over here as well. So you're going to see this main reinforcement bar here, and then you're going to look up to the left and right next to the big frame rails. And I don't have a scanner to be able to identify which sensor is actually bad. So I know the first time I replaced the impact sensor, the left side one or the driver's side one failed originally, which means it is now the oldest of the 2 that are on my truck. So I'm going to start with replacing that one. But before we take these sensors out, we need to disconnect the battery because we're working with the airbag, and we don't want the airbag to possibly accidentally deploy. So what we're going to do is go up and take the battery terminals off the battery. Okay, so as you can see, I have removed the negative terminal from the battery. So the battery is now not giving the charge to the truck it needs to power any of the systems. If you have the side terminal battery, a lot of the GM trucks use these. An 8mm open-end wrench will be able to take off the screws that hold the terminals into the battery. So now we're going to head back underneath the truck and disconnect that left side impact sensor, and then hook it all back up and see if that solves the problem. Alrighty guys, so we are back underneath the truck here. We're looking at the driver's side impact sensor. So what we're going to have to do now is just go ahead and take this safety clip off. This safety clip basically just makes sure that the clip stays clipped in all the time and doesn't become unplugged due to like vibration from you driving. So you could literally just pull back on that clip and it'll pop out. And then your next step is going to be to get your hands up in there and push down on the tab that's towards the front. It's going to be kind of hard for me to show it, but as soon as I take it off, I'll show you guys what I mean. Alright, so I apologize that I was not able to show that part, but I needed both hands. All you're going to need to do is just take a screwdriver and push down on this part of the tab. Right here, this slides forward and locks in, so you just push on this part of the tab, the forward part, and then just pull it back. So now that the electrical part of the sensor is disconnected, what we're going to do is take a 10mm open-ended wrench, flip around to the other side, and actually unbolt the sensor from the truck so we can take it off and take a look at it. Alright guys, so now we are on the other side of the reinforcement that we were on earlier to disconnect the electrical part of the sensor. And you can see that I have the camera aimed at the bolt that we're going to need to take out. This is a 10mm open end wrench that we're going to be using to take this off. So I'm going to go ahead and just back that bolt out, and then we'll take a look at the sensor. This part is really easy. I don't really need to film it, and I'm going to need both hands, so I'll show you in a second. Alright, so I was able to unbolt the old sensor. This is what it looks like. It's actually not in that bad shape, but as you can see, there is some salt residue on the bottom of it. Salt in the northeast of the United States, along with the brine, pretty much eats all the electrical components on the newer cars. So I would imagine, even though this sensor looks good, salt probably somehow got in there. Or even possibly water, which turned into ice and cracked something in the sensor. So there's the old one, here's the new one. Not really much to see. They are identical, they're the same part. Everything on it matches, so I know I got the right one. So now I'm just going to go ahead and reinstall it, which is really easy. I'm basically just going to bolt it back into where the old one was, and then reconnect the electrical component, which plugs in here, and then I'll show you guys what happens. Alright guys, so I put everything back together, and I was taking a look at the sensor, and you could see, as I'm banging it, there's salt coming out of it. So, like I said, any of the states that are up north, even some of the southern states that get a little bit more snow, all the brine and salt that they use on the roads gets in the sensors and just eats the inside of them. So I installed the new sensor, I put everything back together. Let's go ahead and jump in the truck and check it out and see if it worked. Alright, so keys in the ignition, set to the on position, let's sit for a second, start the truck. Okay, so our airbag warning light is going to blink like usual, and then if it worked, it should shut off, and no warning light across the dash, which is good. That means that our sensor was bad, and replacing it fixed the issue. So if you guys have any more questions about this, definitely drop them down below. Like I said, these sensors range in price, so do your research, make sure you try to find a good one for a good price. And don't forget to like this video if it helped you. I really want to help other people solve problems with their pickup trucks, and definitely subscribe. It helps me do more videos like this. I really appreciate the support from you guys. Thank you very much. Have a great day.